I'm Jeroen. I'm co-founder and CEO at Salesflare, the CRM system you're most probably using for most of you. And I invited Matteo and Giacomo, who are also using Salesflare, and they're not just using Salesflare for themselves. They've also they're using Salesflare at many of their customers, which you'll see below. They're not just using Salesflare, they're also using LinkedIn, and they're going to present the way they use both in an effective way next to each other, but because you could say, oh, it's great, there's a LinkedIn sidebar, there's all kinds of stuff, but how do you actually make it work? We just make the software. We don't necessarily give you a system. We try to, but these guys will give you a good idea of what kind of system you can use to actually do business development in a good way, using LinkedIn and a few other tactics to really drive business, like cold leads, and move them into your funnel, and then essentially towards the end, closing that revenue. But I'll leave the word to Matteo. Are you gonna present, or?
Yeah.
I'll leave the word to Matteo now, who's going to tell you all about it.
And Giacomo as well. But everybody, it's a big pleasure to present this result of our work. That it's now 3 years we are working on this. 2 consultancies from all over the world, and then apply to ourselves these ideas, refine the model, apply to our clients, and nowadays we are presenting you this model that in this year brought the 100% of our clients to success with these projects. We want, with this model, to create a machine that is replicable and effective to develop business for B2B companies. Okay, we talk about meetings, appointments, not just leads. Okay, let's see how this methodology work. Let me just talk only 1 minute about our team, so I present everybody. Giacomo is my co-founder in London. I'm today in Milan. I was in Lisbon till the week before. There is Daniele from Barcelona, Matteo that is in Las Palmas, Rebecca in Florence, Michela in the center of Italy. We are working remotely, and we are just focused on this mission to create the best development model, business development model for B2B companies. Let's see some cases of our clients. These are Italian companies. There is LinkedIn, there is ResultConsulting. We made this year, this is old. Now we are over. This week we closed some more deals, fortunately. And everything of this revenue of this year is coming from LinkedIn, okay? But directly, like by the first meetings, because we will show you that you have to be in touch with these prospects for a long time, at least for the time that is necessary for them to develop a need that you can solve, a qualified need. We talk about this. Directly from the first meeting, 50K. Innovando as a software for the industry here in Italy. They contacted 45 accounts in the first 2 months. They realized with 1 sale, 3 million euro of proposal sent and 200K in revenue. Alpha Sistemi, that is working in the ERP industry, made in the first 7 months 38K of revenue and more than 80K of proposal sent. They generated over 400, 500 accounts contacted, more than 40 meetings. Okay, all of our clients are between 10 and 30% of meetings booked over the accounts that they contact on LinkedIn.
So many of these like results are, you said it's in the first month. Below it's a 7 months, but you're presenting first month results then.
No. This is in the whole 7 months of our project. In the first 2 months, with them we created the machine, the process.
Okay.
The next 5 months, they started to contact the people. Imagine that they have a sales cycle that is between 3 and 6, 8 months. Okay.
That's also why in Innovando you see 3 million proposals sent, and the rest is still coming.
It's still coming.
Assuming maybe they close like 70% of that, it's going to be nice.
Let's see, because these companies most of the time don't even have any metric that they are tracking.
Yeah,
you know.
I can imagine.
So let's see. Let's go.
So with the funnel analysis, they'll be able to see it.
In the funnel analysis, they will be able, for sure. And that is a big treasure that you gave us, and we will show you also how we use it. But let's go deep, okay? Let's go right straight into the LinkedIn prospecting model. Our LinkedIn prospecting model has two objectives, two goals. One short term and the other long term. In the short term, we need to generate new qualified meetings in target, okay? In the long term, we don't have to be blind and just play for the short term. We have to have vision. So in the long term, what we are doing is creating a database using Salesflare of high qualified contacts to convert into clients using a mix of activities between sales and marketing, well aligned. Because why in the long term? Because we are working in this account-based marketing model where we know that all the companies we are contacting are in target for us, okay, are our ideal customer profile or our best buyer personas, use the words that you prefer, but they are in target. What we don't know, and we need to discover it during the meetings with them, is they have a qualified need right now, or they will have this qualified need in the future.
So essentially what you're saying is that a lot of companies, when they do LinkedIn prospecting, the mistake they make is only focusing on the short term and not doing the long term as well.
We see this mistake a lot. Giacomo, you can be a testimonial on this. They want to sell straight away within the first message.
Yeah. They're always in a hurry, and
even that fast.
Yeah. And I think, Matteo, what we can do is to show which is the model, and then we can go deep on the parts so that they can understand what we are showing today.
This is our model. This is the representation, the logical representation of our standard model. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to be very skilled to make this like a system in what you are already doing. Okay. So this is a standard. Then you have to customize a bit. But
to be clear, is this your short-term model, or your long-term model is also to do other stuff, right? More than this.
Yeah. This is the short term. This is the first part. Yeah, Jeroen, you're right.
Yeah. So what we are going to show is the first part is the setup of Sales Navigator and our CRM. So this is one of the most important thing, because it's like we have to understand exactly, we have to assembling the machine before starting to go to LinkedIn and approach new prospect. After that, we have to create this model that is a mix of LinkedIn and Salesflare. Okay, so in the short term. And the last part, and I think it's one of the best part of this model, if you can show Matteo, is the marketing conversion plan and the lead, what we call the lead management. Because in the short term, maybe you can convert, I don't know, the 5%, 10% of these prospects from LinkedIn, but what we can do with the 90%. So they are qualified prospectors. So we need to educate them. We have to inform them, and we can create marketing strategies like using a Salesflare workflow to send case studies, to invite them to webinars and this kind of stuff to convert them in the long term. So this is really, really important.
This is the overview. Let's go step by step. Okay. So the two tools we are using are LinkedIn Sales Navigator and Salesflare. Okay. I assume everybody knows LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but we can give 2 minutes show of the software. Okay, Sales Navigator is a LinkedIn tool. They have the ownership of this tool. You buy it from their e-commerce, so it's very easy. And it is a business intelligence tool. The most important two features of this tool are the possibility to create a very detailed query on the database of LinkedIn, okay, you can go with leads, so the director of sales, the HR director, or you can go with account, so companies. Let's go with account. You can start both, and you can filter by the geographical zone, the number of people working in it. So I want only companies between 50 and 200 employees. I want only companies in the industry of IT, informatica, we say in Italian, okay? And you find the list of all the companies. Then, when you have this, you go inside the company. I just click the first one, because what we want to talk to you is the methodologies, the philosophies, not the instrument. But here I see all the decision maker and all the employees of the company. And you see here our sidebar of Salesflare, that is the most great feature you will ever use, because it will save you tons of hours of work. But you go here, see all the decision maker, okay, and decide who to save, okay. I can here, this in Italian means save, and I can organize my leads, my accounts. We have someone writing here, okay. How do we organize these accounts? We create few lists. So we create the list that we are working on, and we work on weekly cycles in an agile way. This is very deep in our methodology, so I won't enter today. And then we have the one who didn't answer on LinkedIn. So we move the prospect as they are going on the flow that we will show you later. Okay. The new opportunities. So the one who actually answers and want to engage with us, and the lost account, the ones that reject us or that we decide to reject. And this is the same as the prospecting pipeline in Salesflare, because we will need more pipelines, not just one. So the sales one, and then the prospecting one. In the prospecting one, we are the goal to get a meeting. So we have the qualified prospect, everyone that we are working on LinkedIn, and then how they move on the pipeline. So if they never answer us, if they answer on LinkedIn and we are engaging in a conversation using the task to salesy follow up to them, the interviews, we will talk to you about these specific strategies, but we have more. We will present 2 of our strategies today, and the first call scheduled, okay? This is very useful because in one database, here you are renting the database of LinkedIn. Here you have your proprietary database. So nobody can change the rules of the game, of the leads, of the content that you have here. And it's very, very, very important, this thing, okay? Here we can create medium, long-term marketing and sales strategies, and we can take control, this is very important, of our prospecting cycle with the dashboard and insight. We will see it right now. Let's just understand how does the contact on LinkedIn works, and 2 of our strategies, the interview and the case study. So I have this list of prospects. I will send them a contact request. I have 2 possibilities, or they accept or they don't accept. If they don't accept, it's less interesting. We will focus on this channel, okay? Our clients has nowadays between 60 and 65% of accepted requests on LinkedIn. When they accept, we start to send them a few messages, 3 messages, okay? We already said to you that we work on a weekly cycle base. So every week we send a new message, because it's very good to organize the work in this way. We measure that it will multiply by 4 the productivity of a person using this instrument, okay? What do we write in these messages? We don't write, hey, Jeroen, I'm Matteo, I do X and Y, do you want a call with me? No, I don't want a call with you. Everybody's writing me the same message every day. You just want to tell me, I don't even read what you're writing me, okay? Let's see these 2 strategies that we developed. The one of the interview, we called it the hybrid prospecting. We made a fusion of theories from Aaron Ross from US, maybe our friends from US know him, and Nick Osmin from Canada, with the theories of Steve Blank, who wrote 4 Steps to the Epiphany. Okay.
So this is Aaron Russell, Predictable Revenue.
Yeah.
Nick Cosmin of what?
Nick Cosmin from Canada. He has a company called Sales Process.
Sales Process. And the last person was Steve Blank of
4 Steps to the Epiphany.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, very, very good references, all the three. How does it work? Jeroen, imagine, accepted my request. I say, hi, Jeroen, thank you for accepting my request. Personalization. Because of these people need to do this work, not automation, bot, okay? What is personalization? Is working on the ego of Jeroen, okay? Of course, in a sincere way, in an honest way, okay? Not in a dishonest one. But I say, hey, Jeroen, I see you work on these projects, and it's very interesting that now, since 8 years, you're working on your company, you're guiding the success of it. Wow, what a great presentation you have. What a great profile, okay? And Jeroen immediately thinks, wow, this person is different. He's talking about me, he's not talking about himself. I'm writing because we carried out a study on the business development models. In our case, our clients are applying this strategy in many industries, in many type of services. So we are doing a study on business development model adopted in Europe, if I'm contacting Jeroen, by the entrepreneurs of the B2B world. Currently, we already interviewed 152 others, entrepreneurs, okay? And we are synthesizing the different methodologies, merging them with my credibility elements. So 3 years of business development in B2B, 75K spent in international consulting, USA, Canada. But in return, I will share with you some very interesting insights before we send out the report that we are synthesizing, okay? Do you want to have a call Zoom with me? Why it's very good. And then we will say when to use this interview or when to use the case study strategy.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm general wondering, when you send the contact request, this is what you send when they accept, right? What do you send for them to accept? What is the message before that?
What we found out is that if you send out a request without any message is the best.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because everybody is putting a lot of effort to write something personalized, to have the request accepted. But people have learned that who is doing like this later wants to sell to them.
Yeah.
Instead, a non-interested user will just send the request.
Yeah, or another one is I would love to connect with you. So really simple stuff, you know. If you try to personalize the message request, then
they don't accept because you already tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know that you are trying to do something with them. I would love to connect with you also. It's really good.
Okay.
Simple one. And this one is the first message. Why this message is very useful? I'm not selling you anything. So I'm in the right to write you again because I'm inviting you to be interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another strategy, and when you come to the interview, I can do you all my qualification questions. What is your priority? What are you doing today? And then understand if you have the qualified need. The other strategy is the one of the case study. We came out with the strategy because we saw this research made by Rain Group from US. They interviewed during pandemic 5,000 buyers, okay? And they discovered that only 16% of these 5,000 buyers said that when they are contacted by some sales representative of other companies, they understand the ROI, the impact that potentially the solution could have on their company. The solution proposed could have on their company. Only 16%. So nobody is talking about numbers. So if you talk about numbers, you will be immediately different by the other 84% of the companies in the market. Let's see how this works. Always the same, the personalization. okay? And then I'm writing because I would really love to exchange ideas with you. I don't want to sell to you, okay? About business development, because I saw you have a great experience. I personalized the message. What I can bring on the table? It could be an interesting comparison with useful insight for both. In fact, in the last year, 100% of our customers went to ROI and they've generated more than 550K of sales and this proposal. I leave you one of our case study. If you want, we can arrange a short call. So, key points of the messages. So you can write and try to use even different strategies, okay? Share a lot of value. Share economic impact. If they are saving money with your solution, if they are saving time, if they are generating more money, if they are changing the cultures in the company, what is happening? Insights, their market trends, so they see you are experts in those markets. And focus on create a good relationship. We are in the B2B industry. It's a long-term game. It's not a short term. We are not Vikings, okay? I love Vikings, but we are building an empire, okay? And put always, okay, and always means only always, a personalization at the beginning of the first message. Our clients struggle a lot with the personalization, and this is one of the first things we see when we are coaching them. Mm-hmm. Okay, when you don't personalize good, they won't answer, even if all the strategy is perfect.
I agree. It's actually the thing with the personalization. I find myself when I'm trying to reach out to people, I don't sell through LinkedIn, but often I contact people to get something done. And the personalization, it requires energy. Like you actually have to go into yourself, read what this person is all about, find out something cool, mm-hmm. And then send it to them. But I remember recently I got an email as well of someone who really personalized their message. They found my drone videos on Vimeo, and they sent me something about that, and I was like, wow, they must have spent a lot of time trying to find out stuff about me and to personalize this. I really appreciate it, and I responded.
I can say you one thing. We use a standard personalization. This is our secret. Okay. Oof. So we have 16 sentences, different, okay, and we apply to you in 30 seconds one of these 16, and I just take some little detail from your profile. So you think that I spend a lot of time, but actually it costed me 1 minute.
Okay.
That is...
I'll test that on me. I am not...
I will.
It seems to work for you, so...
It seems. We have 45 and 50% of meetings booked, so...
Yeah, it's nice.
Actually working. So when it's better to use a case study? It's better when you know perfectly the most urgent problem of the potential client, because when you are talking about the first priority, the priority number 0, I like to say, of your potential client, the one that they are not sleeping at night because they are thinking about that problem, okay, that message will resonate. Okay, you can write it not in the perfect way, you can have not a perfect profile on LinkedIn, but that message will resonate. Okay, and when you can show the economic impact that your clients are having. So this is 2 little tips. When it's better to use the interview, of course, when you don't have good case studies, okay, and also in 2 cases. One, when you sell a lot of services, so you don't know which one the client will prefer, and you want before to discover their situation, and when you don't have a most urgent problem very clear in your mind. So you can try to use this one of these 2 strategies. And the key takeaway is this, that results come from the unified process between LinkedIn and Salesflare, not from the first message. Okay, but the first message is the moment you are shaping the relationship with this person. If they think you want to sell to them in the first message, you will never take off this brand from you. Okay, so let's see this. In every one of these messages, when I follow up, if they answer, I manage the answer and I try to book a call. If they don't answer, I send other 2 messages on LinkedIn. The first, I can have 3 types of answer. The negative answer. So I put it in lost account. I don't want to bother you. The positive answer. And so the call proposed and I put it in my sales pipeline and I start to use only Salesflare, okay? Or they don't answer. So our clients have between 10 and 30% of meeting booked over the account they target. Just stay on the 10%. The lower. I see that most of the companies we target don't answer to us. So what do we do here? This is great. Let's go here in Sales Navigator. Okay, I go here and open a profile that I've opened before for a potential client that was showing this, because I know he is connected with me. Okay, most people don't know this, that when someone connects with you, it shows you his contact information, and the privacy policy on LinkedIn says that as he is accepting voluntarily to accept my request, I can use this information to contact him. So what I do, I open my sidebar. Mine is always open, but I can open it, and in one click, I can create the account. And Salesflare import all the information for me, so I don't have to do data entry. I don't have to lose time with this. And with another click, I can create. No, sorry.
You had already created him, I see. So,
yes.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a bad example, but yeah.
Yeah, I can open like this and create import the email of Fabio with one click.
Yeah.
But you already know the functionality of this sidebar. What happens here when I put Fabio in this stage of my prospecting pipeline? You see? So Fabio is here, I move and I add the contact and I move him to LinkedIn, no answer because he didn't answer me. What happens immediately? I have a workflow, okay, where Matteo is writing to you since 1 month. You are seeing his messages. You are seeing my posts on LinkedIn. So now you're seeing my emails too. And I say to you, good morning, Jeroen. I wrote to you on LinkedIn, but I imagine this is not the best channel to talk with you. And I replicate the same identical message I sent to you on LinkedIn with no need of personalization. Okay? We have 67% of interaction, so open and click rate. And what's more important, 8% of reply. We don't want you to read marketing mails with images and everything. We know that everything B2B is based on relationships. So I want you to not understand that this mail is automated. There is a little unsubscribed gray one, light gray in the end. Most people don't even understand.
I don't think in this case you don't even have to add the unsubscribe link. No. It's not like you're emailing like massively. And he already connected with you, so
yeah.
Wow, that's a great takeaway for us. I didn't know it.
I mean, that's what I'd say. That you're sort of in a gray zone there when it comes to spam regulation. You could say they connected with you, they accepted a LinkedIn request, they're a contact of you. There's a sort of what is it called again?
Legitimate interest.
Legitimate interest, yeah. So.
Yeah. Great. I will change it, and I will say to you if our percentages will improve.
For the Americans, a legal disclaimer: this is not legal advice. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So what do? We have 8% of answer. Okay, that is huge for cold email. The one who answer, the flow will stop automatically. The other one, we use this huge functionality as reply. So we mimic the sales behavior. So there is a person writing to you. Okay, we have after 3 days another email to follow up, 5% more reply, and a 3rd email, 3% more reply. So it's 16%, maybe 15, because they are lessening the contacts, 15% of reply only on this first flow of our CRM automatically, okay? Here we have what we are doing. Look at this key takeaway, effort. They always ask us, but how much time do my sales have to dedicate to this activity? Well, with our methodology, this is a calculator of ases in Italian, but I will translate for you. When you dedicate 1 hour per day, you are dedicating 240 hours on over 12 months. And you are working almost 1,000 accounts, because we are working with 1 hour per day, 20 new accounts per week. Okay. If you're generating a 10% of meetings, maybe a little bit less, you will have more than 90 meetings only from this first way of working the contact. So 3 messages on LinkedIn and 3 automated emails. But what most important, you will have 600 new accounts on your database. Now we have to work on these accounts. This is our gold mine. Okay, let's see.
If we just assume that one person works one hour a day, then basically if you close like 20% of this, you could get like a bit under 20 new customers per year just by working a day. One person working an hour a day.
Yes.
And this is that's just from the initial process and not yet from the whole nurturing process, right?
Yes. Great.
Cool.
We will see now the nurturing process. That is what I will say you. I will spoil it to you. This year, I never used this method. This method here, never. Because what we are showing you now, so the nurturing process, gave us so many opportunities that they didn't have any time to prospect more leads on LinkedIn.
So you mean you drop message 2 and 3, or?
We just starting using this, aligning the marketing. Okay, so we have 1,500 prospects in our CRM, qualified prospect, and only by nurturing them, my agenda was full.
Yeah. But if we go back to the previous process, you still have to add them in Salesflare, because otherwise you cannot do the below. So that blue block still exists, and then the automated emails, I'm supposing, still go out as well.
The automated emails, this one stopped because
I also don't do those anymore.
Because if you don't put new contact requests, the process didn't start.
You don't put in contact requests. Okay. So you've been running the first process. It was successful, like
for 2 years, to
a certain extent,
until you've done it.
And now you have such a big database that you can live off the second process, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
That's it. Thank you, Jeroen. What is the second process? The second process is this one, okay? What can we do systematically convert our prospect pipelines? We will give you some suggestion, okay? We can send them case studies. We can organize webinar to convert them, not webinar for doing lead generation, because we already done the lead generation. Webinar, we can organize physical events for sending them value videos, but always in a relationship way. So look at this. It's 4 lines of email. Hi, Jeroen. Innovando started working with us in March 2022, and it generated 3 million of pipeline and 200K of sold services in 2 months. I thought it would be interesting for you. I give you the case study.
In attachments. Yeah.
In attachment. Here, 4% of reply, it's 7 companies, 2 huge one that are in the stock market in Italy, so the biggest, that were in our database, that never answered us, that open a negotiation, open a deal with us. Okay? Or
4% of 729 is like 28 replies, right? Or
728, yes, 7.2, 7.3, so 29 maybe. Replies. It's like this, and 7 started negotiating actually with us.
Cool.
great, that is huge. Or the webinar, okay? It's always Matteo. People are answering me, oh, sorry, I didn't answer you, or you're very kind, and always thinking to me, and okay. Meanwhile, the marketing with images and everything, when you are reading the 100 emails that you received the night before, so the morning you wake up, okay, and you have 100 new emails, and you start just to put in the basket the one that you just see the subject, I'm not interested. You don't even open them. But if some person that you know, at least you will open the email. Like, look at here. This is the webinar example. Go deep in it. Like, we always send 3 emails. We saw that this is very great rate for our database. So I'm organizing a webinar. I have the webinar on the next month, and during this month I will send you 3 emails. Always like this, okay? Always talking about results, case studies, and to convert them. Here we are presenting a month that we sold almost 100K of projects. So as a case study. Then we go on Zoom, okay? And only with the first 2 emails, we made 16 and 20, 36 subscription to the webinar. What is the advice is to send a good email automation to promote the marketing that you're doing, okay? Maybe you have other ideas. Maybe you have some other content more than what we presented you. But this is a huge takeaway. Send the email in the name of the salesperson that is already in relationship with the prospect. So if you have 10 salesperson, write 10 workflow email. Few but good. In the beginning, we started following the USA model, and we started to send 2-3 emails per week. Our rate was very low, and nobody was answering, no negotiation, okay? Few, but good. Because I'm a salesman, I'm interacting with you, but I'm doing a lot of things. So it's not every 2-3 days I'm thinking to you or writing to you, okay? 1, 2, 3 times per month is great. Communicate only when you have real value to share. And write simple and straight to the point sentences. A salesman, when he's writing an email, is doing a lot of things. So he's not thinking about and writing a great long with images and videos. That's not real. We have to mimic with this email automation that there is no marketing behind this email. Okay? So do not insert infographics, templates, images. Save time and boost your results. This is the philosophy. What we do, the same thing we are saying here in the email, we convert it in a LinkedIn post for the private profile and for the company. Okay, here we tried a LinkedIn advertising test.
So you sponsored the post as well. You didn't just post, but you also boosted it, whatever it's called on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we use the advertising tool. It's our first test. We had 34 subscribers, so we are not very skilled on this to talk to you, but we are testing. With the post, because Giacomo and me, we are connected with these people, we had more than 40. So we are working directly with the email and with the post. The post, it's a bit tricky because you have to take care a lot of your personal brand if you want to have these results on the post. The email, it's very easy and fast to have, okay? So by nurturing always the database and by aligning the database, the marketing and the sales, because after the webinar, after that, in the last webinar, let's see, I show you some cool stuff. In the last webinar, we had more than 170, 180 participants. Okay, here. Maybe it's a bit slow, sorry, because I'm sharing the screen, so it will take time. we made 49 subscribers from the email, 73 from the post, 8 from the pop-up of the website, 5 because we put the link on the profile on LinkedIn. Okay, this is our idea. After these 176 people wrote the webinar, my salespeople need to contact them, not to sell, but to ask for feedback. Okay, thanks them when they register. So they have to be aligned on the same strategy. Let's go to see the last thing. Okay, 5 minutes. And so the most interesting, the insight, and see how we evolved during the quarters. And then let's go space for Q&A. First quarter, 53K in revenues. So these sales cycles, this is our funnel analysis. 28% of first call were converted to client. Okay, don't look at this row. This is an offer sent, a proposal sent. Only 30% of the proposal, meanwhile 97 was going to the next step, 96, only 30% was becoming client. We started to think, okay, why with the proposal in the hand they're not signing? So we started to use DocuSign to make it easier, okay? And we went from logical to a more emotional sales. Quarter 2, double in revenue, a bit more slow the sales cycle, but the funnel analysis, they doubled. 56 instead of 28 of the first call became client. And when they had a proposal in the hand, instead of 30, 71. Okay? Here to use this marketing conversion plan. So starting to do webinar, more case studies, nurturing them better. Q3, with August in the middle, Jeroen knows very good Italy, and in August nobody works, so it's just 2 months of quarter. We made more, under 20K. The sales cycle went down because we didn't insert here, but we have also a dashboard that we personalized, saying us how is changing the sales cycle according to the different sources of the opportunities that we are working on. And we arrived to have 73% of first call converted to client. So this is our model. This is what we are doing. Data of Salesflare, the capacity to build a database and to nurture it and to have data that will help you to understand if what you're doing is going in the right direction or not. It's our gold mine. This is what we wanted to share with you. So if you have answer a question, we are here to answer and share feedback and ideas.
Awesome. I'm just maybe gonna summarize first. All people come up with questions. So what I think I learned, I didn't note things down, so I'm gonna do it top of mind. In the first message, you don't say anything, or you say something simple, but you definitely don't try to personalize or sell too much because nobody's gonna accept. And then in the second message, when people accept on LinkedIn, then you send something that is personalized, never selling, and then you follow up a few times. You add people on Salesflare, and add them to a workflow, and from there on, we try the same thing via email, which is your first process, which basically already gets you some good results. But then once you get going, you add your second layer, which is the whole webinar, event, case study kind of thing, where now and then you send them something. And you don't just do this via the email workflows. You sort of take it multi-channel. You could do a LinkedIn post and some LinkedIn ads, and you put it on LinkedIn. You have them on LinkedIn anyway, right? Maybe you try something else. I saw Zoom advertising in there. I didn't know what that meant. But in any case, you get all these people together. You get them in webinars, or you send them case studies, or you have whatnot. And that's where you then really get your pipeline going. And then you track your results very well. You build a good dashboard. You see where things are going wrong, where the funnel analysis, I also like that we updated it last year. It's much better now. The funnel analysis gives you a good idea of where things are going wrong. And based on that, you make tweaks. And you can actually get, like you guys, you had your closing percentage from 30% to something like 70%. which then massively ups your pipeline.
Yes, these are the key takeaways, and I will add one: a relationship style. So always be hiding your marketing behind the relationship of the salesperson with the prospect.
Yeah, that's something that most people find very hard to do. Yeah. They even sell in the first message, like you said. You just stay away from selling. Of course, you show that you're creating results for companies, but you don't try to convince them, or so. Why you don't try to. You basically let them come to you instead of saying, please buy, please get on a call so I can sell to you or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
I hope our friends like the insights, and let's share with us your impression. If you liked it, if it was useful or not, if you would like to have some suggestion or you have some ideas for us, it's very welcome. So don't be shy.
I think people are still blown away or something. Did you guys like it or?
Okay.
Very
I feel like it.
Thank you much. I see almost everybody stayed until the end. So, great. Thank you. Everybody's writing us.
Yeah, if you have any questions, obviously, also, you can ask them now. Oh, I see a question coming in. An anonymous attendee. Ooh. Good content. What is your experience using Salesflare outbound mailing with tracking, ending up in the spam folder? Or I can take this question first. So ending up in the spam folder is not a very simple thing. It's not you turn on email tracking, you turn it off, and all of a sudden you're in the spam folder. You're not in the spam folder. A spam score is composed of many different things, of which some of the most important things are basically following a lot of technical guidelines, which we already take care of a lot. But one simple one, if you're writing emails, perhaps, is don't write an email with a lot of image and little text. Like Matteo said, it also doesn't work really well. But if you do it, you're more likely to be marked as spam as well. Next to that, the most important things are setting up your SPF and DKIM records. Please do that. It makes things safer because people cannot fake that they are you, but also it will make your mails arrive much more. And then not spamming is good. So don't send too many emails, but mainly send emails that you know people are going to like, which seems logical, but it still seems hard for a lot of people. So send things where if you would receive it, you would not click on the mark as spam button, because once people start hitting that mark as spam button, your emails are going to go to spam really quickly from there. And even worse, after that, you'll get on spam list and it's just over. So avoid doing that. Of course, you could use a separate domain or so and start warming that up and all kinds of tricks if you want to still spam people, but don't do that. Just follow some of the advice that Matteo and Giacomo shared in this webinar, and you'll be much more likely to end up in the right folder. Salesforce workflows already make sure that you end up in the priority folder and not the promotions folder, like if you would send it with MailChimp or so. But if you want to stay there, be friendly, be helpful, and really make sure that people appreciate receiving your emails.
And one more thing that I would like to add to this is that an amazing thing I found about Salesflare is that it's connected to my Gmail. So it's using my Gmail to send out the mail. Maybe Jeroen can explain it in a technical way better than me. But I'm using actually this Gmail account to exchange emails because I'm the salesman of our company. And so the rate of this account is already high.
Yeah, exactly. Salesflare sends from your own personal inbox, and nobody can tell that it has not been sent by you, unless you, of course, put a unsubscribe link. Then they sort of get the idea, then they're like, oh, okay, this is automated. But if you don't put in a subscribe link, there's even if technically you look at the original code of the email, you cannot see it's not been sent by you personally. Because what Salesflare does is it programmatically goes send emails one by one, just as if you would do it from Gmail. It does the exact same to get technical call to the API of Gmail.
Great. I love this. Fanis is asking to you, Jeroen, to explain better the SPF that you mentioned.
Where is Fanis?
On the chat.
Oh, you can Google SPF, Google Workspace or Office 365 or whatever you're using. You will get to the help pages that they wrote about this, and they will explain you how to set it up. You have to set it up in your domain name records, DNS records. But let's get into other stuff.
Yeah, another thing.
Google will give the answer.
And another thing, Fanis, is, do I guess right that the first 3 messages are done manually and not automated? Yes, in LinkedIn, they are personalized, and on Salesflare, they are automated. But at the same time, I can provide you with this Briskin. There is a tool, an integration that you can put on your LinkedIn, also email, and you can start for free. You have 10 templates, and you can write your first, second, and third message direct on LinkedIn. So you open the chat, and directly you have this template, and you can add only the personalization you need to do. Another interesting tool is also Crystal, that helps you to personalize your email. Now I will put it in the chat.
That's crystalknows.com, right?
Yes.
It's the best thing to personalize is to see the experience of the person. This is the most important, more than the company. So if you see the experience and make some compliments about the experience, this is the best thing to do. Yeah.
Then Jacob is asking whether there's a recording coming. We didn't say that at the beginning of the session, but there will be a recording. I think Matteo and Giacomo will send it. Otherwise, I can send it. Yeah. But I think they will.
Tomorrow we will send.
Yeah, it takes a bit for Zoom to process it first.
Yeah.
And then it's
from tomorrow or Monday we can send you without problem.
And we can also put it on our YouTube. So those who are subscribed to our YouTube channel can also get it.
Yeah.
And then we have Johan. To use any other infos into the contact or only an opportunity you create for the lead flow?
I'm not sure I understood.
I think, well, based on what I see, you need to create. So when you're on LinkedIn, the sidebar gives you a blue button that says create account. You create the account. Then the contact will be suggested. You click on that. There's an email finder which you can use to then find the email address and then create. And then if you hit create on the opportunity as well, then you've created that too. I think what Matteo and Giacomo are doing is all 3 steps, because you guys would then create the opportunity and put it in the second stage of the pipeline, where then the workflow begins.
Yeah.
Now I have good news for you guys. We'll soon also have another way of firing up a workflow, which will be from the contact records. That's coming with the next update in, I hope, a few weeks. You'll be able to scroll down on the contact record, and below a little workflow header, you'll just be able to click add to workflow, select the right workflow, and it will be in it. Will be another way of achieving the same sort of flow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
We had some question in the chat. How do you send newsletter from Salesflare?
Eric, you can go to workflows on the left in the navigation in Salesflare. And if you want to get information about how to do it, like a video or an article, at the moment that you're in the workflows, click on the question mark at the bottom left, and it will fire up like related articles and videos. Click on the video, watch it. Gary gives you a full explanation of how to send the workflow.
This is the technical side. And what is important to understand when you create a workflow is that different words need to be used for prospects that are at different stages of the pipeline, so the customer journey. So you need to work very daily with the CRM. I have it always open. I would not live without the CRM, okay? And I'm always updating what is happening with my clients. It costs me 15, 20 minutes per day, not so much, but later it will give a huge payoff because you can personalize actually what you're saying to them based on their pipeline stage.
And sorry.
No, I wanted to say then I could tell you how you could automate some of the stages moving automatically with Zapier. But when I start explaining this kind of things, and people jump in that instead of getting the basics right first, which is a mistake. Mm-hmm. First make things work, and then make sure that all these little automated things will happen for you. But there are possibilities with Zapier to say if somebody replies to one email in the workflow or so, move them to the stage that says that they replied. That is possible.
Yeah.
Great. So if we have any other question, I like this question. They are very interesting one. And thank to everybody who stayed with us and is showing us their appreciation. Very, very kind from you.
Okay, I think 2 minutes after the hour, I think we can close this off. I don't see any other questions. So to those in Europe, have a great evening. To those in Australia, you should be in bed. To those in the US, have a really, really nice rest of the day, and Canada and Latin America, obviously, as well.
To the ones in Europe, have a good beer at this time.
Yeah, have a good beer.
Bye-bye.
See you guys soon.
Goodbye. Ciao, guys.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah. Ciao.